Welcome to the Boys and Gold podcast. I am Ricky.
I'm Jordan.
And today we got a big episode where we got a lot to cover.
Yeah, kind of screwed up and didn't really get around to recording last week.
Yeah, we were both busy. So here we go. New York City versus Nashville, 2-1. That was a wild game.
Yeah, I was like 30 minutes late to tuning into that because I was at the Cherry Blossom Festival, so I missed the beginning of it. We were already, I think, 2-0 down when I turned it on.
Yep. Yeah, we were already down.
I was kind of checked out for most of that game, to be completely honest, because as soon as I tuned in, we were losing.
Yeah, after the first couple of goals there, nothing happened till, later on. I feel like we had some opportunities. We were attacking a little bit differently than we've been doing, but I guess just to start off, no Schaffelberg again starting.
Yeah, why is Muehl starting over Schaffelberg?
I don't know. That's baffling. It's been we're going to talk about it later, but he also Muehl started over him in this past one as well. Seems like it's a new trend.
Well, it needs to not be, because I don't like it.
Yeah, we got Fafa, Pico, and Muehl in the wings, and then instead of putting Schaffelberg and Fafa at the same time, they actually substitute Fafa for Schaffelberg.
Yeah, I think I forget who it was, but I saw it posted somewhere, or somebody said it. I don't remember exactly, but something about they had to put Pico on the left because whenever him and Schaffelberg play together, he plays on the right.
Yeah.
And there was something about having to play him on the left for something, and that's just his more comfortable position. He likes playing over there more.
Yeah, I wonder if this is also kind of precaution because of the Toronto game. Remember, he got all beat up that game.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe this is just a precaution. He came in at minute 46, so it wasn't like like at the very end. He actually came in right away as soon as the second half started. Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, the one for the New York one, I believe the same thing happened. It was in the second half, I believe. Yeah, I mean at 68, so a little bit later on. Fafa was doing pretty good in the LAFC one. In the New York one, he had a couple of chances there. I mean, he was doing good. It's just, I don't know. I wish that we continued to do that Schaffelberg and Fafa, because that was working. And
yeah,
now
we started the season really strong with both of them. So I don't know why we've just decided to switch off of that.
Yeah, so now we're with the last game that we played, we're 3-3-3. So
don't forget that +3 goal differential.
Right. So
perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Yeah, so now we'll see what happens with Atlanta. Now that we don't have a striker. There's news today.
Yep.
Well, not that we don't have. Sorry, we do have strikers. We don't have CJ. One less. Yeah. So instead of adding to the attack, we added to the defense because of the lack of center backs, but we also lack attackers. So it's
I woke up this morning to you breaking the news on our group chat.
Yep. It was weird.
Jesse was so distraught.
Yeah. We didn't take it very well. I like CJ though. I mean, he's a great player and everything, but man, a year of not producing, it was kind of, I mean, we needed to kind of part ways. I think that he's in the later part of his season. His career, and I think that Toronto could use him. They're definitely struggling with that. So.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it initially, and for a team where the fan base has been begging for another option up front for the longest time now, since we basically realized that Loba was going to be a flop. It's initially seeing that we've traded a striker for a defender Like, that's just
and
not.
That was a joke too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not what you want to see at first. But then you sit there and think about it, and like you said, he hasn't scored in close to a year, and it's been like, 200 days since he's even had a shot on target?
Yeah.
Something stupid like that. So, I mean,
yeah.
Also with the LA game, we did see that we need the depth at center back.
We do.
There's a massive Dave Romney-shaped hole in our defense that we just haven't filled. We tried to fill, but injuries. But I don't know much about this McNaughton guy. Apparently, it's only like his second season in the MLS. I think I saw somebody say earlier.
Yeah, he's 28, so he joined later on.
Not a young player, but not old.
Yeah,
kind of player that should be right around his prime, or as good as he's gonna be.
Yeah.
So he is new to the league, so could be still some warming up there to do, but we'll see how it goes. Overall, I do think this was a good trade. Like, if at first
it hurts.
At first, like, I'll miss CJ the person. I won't necessarily miss him the player. Well, not that I won't miss him as a player, because we've talked a lot about how good his hold up play is, getting the ball to his feet and then distributing to the sides. But we've also talked a lot lately about how annoying it is that we're only attacking from the sides. So maybe.
And we still don't have a goal from a striker.
Yeah, zero goals from any of our strikers.
We had an assist.
Zubak hasn't gotten a chance yet this season, so maybe if I expect to see him tomorrow against San Antonio.
Yeah, in the Open Cup. That's another thing that we'll talk about, I guess, later on.
Yeah, we'll talk a little about that, because as of recording this, we're going to that match tomorrow. So.
Yeah. It's it's going to be a good match. I think that it will show our depth and everything. We need to see what we have, just kind of evaluate what all we have. Like the fans just kind of see what happens, match day. But we have plenty of guys that are like Huntsville and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say I expect to see a few Huntsville players tomorrow.
Oh yeah, and we started to see that in the games today for the Open Cup, because this is Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, and there's a lot of those games going on. So we see the depth from the other teams and pulling people from the other their other teams for the, I guess, the next pro teams. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully Lucas works for us. We definitely, with Depew being a weird situation that we still don't know what happened there, I think that they wanted that center back position for sure.
It was definitely something we needed to address, and it was apparent after the LA game whenever we had to sub Zimmerman off.
Now, if we didn't see last game, what would you thought? Because we didn't, Zimmerman had to leave early, and then that's when they scored. So, we still kind of needed it, but what are your thoughts on that? Like, if you didn't see
it's been apparent since it was announced that Depew has a season-ending injury that we just don't have the depth there. We have Josh Bauer, but he's just not seeing the field ever. I think this game against LA was his MLS debut. He subbed on near the end.
Yeah, he played and he scored against America.
Yeah, I think he's had our first goal against Club America last year.
Yeah, he did the greedy, or whatever you call that celebration. Whatever those youngsters are doing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I would have eventually come around to seeing it as good of a deal as I see it now, but it wouldn't have been as obvious at first, because I know we're struggling with depth in the center back position ever since we sold Romney, which still to this day I will say was a bad trade.
Yeah,
I don't care if we profited off of it. We need him. We still need him.
Yeah.
It was a bad move, but
yeah,
freaking Lovitz was playing center back for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that didn't last long. I love him and everything on the sides, but man, center back.
I'll hold off talking about it till we get to the LA game, talking about the LA game. But I'll get to it eventually. But still, with this trade, we're also getting, over the course of the next 2 seasons, 200,000 GAM out of it, along with the player. So
yeah,
overall, I think we got CJ for free. So profiting off of him while he's in a dry spell, I think is a very good trade.
Yeah, we definitely had enough goals to show Toronto that he has potential, and he's not clicking with us right now. So I'm sure that Toronto was more than thankful for that. Like they need somebody. So in the meantime, the other thing that I read was that at the moment, the strikers that are available are out of our budget or would not work right away or something like that. That's something that the scouts do, and I don't know anything about.
Right.
I would have hoped that we had somebody like Camara, earlier in the season, of course. But he's producing like crazy right now, so that's good. He's a year older than CJ.
He's another one of those MLS journeymen. So
yeah.
Speaking of, did you see that Dax McCarty's starting a podcast?
He did? Oh, we need to listen to that.
Yeah, it's him and 2 other guys that have been, I forget exactly who off the top of my head, but
the
2 guys that have been around the league for a long time. So they're just going to be like telling stories from their careers and stuff around the MLS. But
did they call it the 400 Club?
No, it was, let me find it. Oh, actually, it's called Major League Journeyman.
Hey, not too far.
So. Yeah, they didn't say when it was starting. I don't think they just announced it, but it should be a fun one to listen to with a bunch of stories.
Yeah,
it's Dax, Dan Gargan, and Alan Gordon.
I don't think I know the other ones. I'm guessing they're retired already. The other 2.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So this was Dak's 400th start in the MLS. That's a big milestone to achieve.
I think he's like 3rd place all time now.
Yeah.
Or like tied 3rd or something like that.
And
right around that.
They asked him in the conference, and this is something that I heard from I think is the Club and Country. They asked him directly, like, what do you think about retirement? And it was something along the lines as like, he's seeing it, at the light of the tunnel, basically. So he's especially with this now, I think we may be seeing the last season of him. I think so. It didn't sound quite as this is his last season, but I can see it. He doesn't want to say that, out loud.
Right.
He
not ready to admit it, but already kind of showing signs that he's getting ready for it.
He's he has said before that when he sees himself in tape and he doesn't like what he sees or whatever, he'll hang it up. So
right.
That's a good way to put it. You definitely don't want to leave your club hanging either. So I'm guessing that he would finish the season and then he really has a lot of love for Nashville. So
yeah, he has lost his captaincy. It seems it's Zimmerman is captain more often than not, but when for any reason whenever Zimmerman's not on the field, he still takes the armband. But as far as first choice captain, it seems he's lost that as well. But I think that more falls to the decrease in playing time. He's not going to be on the field as much. So, because I think we've said in the past, personally, I think Godoy and Davis is our strongest midfield duo.
Yeah.
Defensive midfield duo. So, yeah, I just think since he's lost his starting position, it's just better to give it to a player that we know is going to be there.
Yeah, and he also spoke to that. He said that there's it was time for Zimmerman to step up and do it, but also he said that there are there are 4 other guys in in the locker room that could be leaders. You don't have to wear the band to be a leader.
Right.
Just you can lead even though you don't have the band. So I think Zimmerman's going to do a good job. He's been doing a good job so far. So.
But yeah, before we move on to the LA game, I'm just going to run through the stats of the NYC game really fast. It was pretty even. They had 14 shots, we had 15. Both teams had 6 on target. Possession was 53-47. They had majority, so it was pretty even chances both way, it seems.
Yeah.
Just they were more clinical.
And man, the first one, I mean, the passes that they were having were just like perfect, on point. Like that was a perfect cross. I mean, the second one though, and this is gonna hurt because the second one was I think it was on Godoy. I mean, I could be wrong. It seemed like he was right there. He missed the guy behind him, and he was open. I mean, the guy was just wide open and just scored.
I have no say in it because, like I said, I didn't turn it on until we were already 2 down. So
yeah, it was a corner off of a corner, and the ball bounced in the center of the area, the penalty area, and the guy just did a sideways kick. I don't know. It didn't look pretty, but I mean, it went in. So, like I said, Godoy wasn't right in front of him, didn't cover his man, or didn't see the ball coming in or whatever. I don't know. The thing is that the ball bounced inside of the penalty area. You usually want to head those out. And those were like 2 kind of lapses on the defense.
What of the match that I did see, we looked pretty good for the last 15 minutes or so. Other than that, it wasn't anything special, which that's a complaint I've always had about us. We don't seem to want to score until it's like 10 minutes left and we're losing. Like our goal was in the 81st minute.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This one was in the 81st minute.
Pretty disgusting goal.
Yeah. That was
a great shot.
Perfect Hani Mukhtar right there.
It's just you can't wait that long to mount a comeback, especially when you're down by 2.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be trying the entire time, and it looks like we get desperate at the end of the game, and that almost never benefits anybody.
Yeah. And then after that, we had 6 minutes of stoppage time. And I mean, we looked like we won it. It's just too late. I mean, we didn't do anything in the first half. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue. Like you got to use both halves.
Yeah. So I guess we can move on to the LAFC game.
Ooh, do I have some things about this one to say?
Yeah. So that one was our next home game. And NYCFC was the second game against NYCFC, but this one was away. And then LAFC was at home. Yeah. It was a full stadium, according to our stats.
Said it was a sellout.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that, but
it didn't look like it. I think it was more about the bobbleheads.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but there were some people that were going into the stadium, grabbing a bobblehead, and leaving, just not even staying for the match, which is.
Yeah, unless they were putting it in their car and then coming back.
Well, they won't let you back in the stadium.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
No, what I think
maybe they had to buy another one and then so they bought 2 tickets.
It was probably just a situation where someone that's not necessarily a fan of the sport had heard that they're giving these away and that there's only a limited amount, so they're like, oh, I'll just buy a cheap ticket to the game, get there early, get the bobblehead, leave, resell it online.
For $150.
$50 to $100, yeah.
The first ones that went, like actually sold on eBay, were going for $75 to $100, and now I think it's died down a little bit. But man, that's a lot of. I mean,
there was
FOMO.
There was 10,000 of them, so.
Yep.
I mean,
I grabbed mine, and then when I went to get something from the guests' services or something. somebody had brought in theirs that was broken or something, and they were literally like about to throw it away, and I said, hey, can I just have it? It's broken. And I just, so she just gave it to me, and I came home and I glued it together. It was fine.
Yeah.
So that's my, but I'm going to keep both. I'm not going to, resell it or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so so we had a full stadium. We had a lot of people from LAFC. It was
a pretty good turnout.
Pretty good turnout. The first goal, we had the first goal.
Yeah, that was that was the most Nashville goal I think I've ever seen.
So that one was hilarious because
bumbling over each other in the box, bounced off of Bunbury's, I think is like the middle of his back because he went down in the box.
Yeah, the ball was crossed in. Bunbury tried to head it, and it bounced out, and then he stayed down. So the goalie was kind of thrown off by that, I guess. And then Hani just came in and just shot it in somehow.
Yeah, I watched it back, and the commentator said if that wasn't scored, that may have been a penalty on what happened to Bunbury there. But I thought he had blocked the shot at first.
Yeah. I thought that the ball went under him for some reason. The angle that I was looking at. Yeah, I was like, how did he do a push-up and the ball go under him? It's like, that's the most awesome goal I've seen. But then I saw it back, and it went over, I think to the side or something.
He lifted it over him, and then it hit a defender and deflected in.
It was still amazing. I mean, that was Hani's first goal in Geodis Park this year.
Yeah, first home goal this season. It's only his third or second on the season?
I think third, and I'm
pretty sure it's 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he scored.
Oh yeah, Orlando.
That's right. Yeah.
NYCFC and LAFC.
And then LA. Yeah. Okay. So 3 goals on the season. I don't remember how he started last season.
He didn't start until the San Jose, scoring until San Jose. I think he had a brace in that game to be.
I mean, the last 2 seasons, I believe, he kind of hits his stride around the middle of the season and then carries it to the end. So even though he's not scoring as much currently, if you look at his history with when he's really started stepping up and kind of going into form, 3 goals this early in the season after 8 matches. That's not a bad turnover. So
this is when he started to get hot. So he already has 3. He got a head start. So we want to see more.
Yeah, and I mean, as long as he's assisting, because he is assisting when he's not scoring, pretty much.
Yeah.
What was that dumb stat last season? He contributed to 65% of all of our goals or something.
Yeah, he had something to do with the goals, either scoring it or assisting, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, he had a goal contribution in over 2/3 of our entire goal stock last season.
Yeah, and you know what's crazier is that he's scoring right now, even though he's getting triple team. All the focus is on him. He didn't score earlier because, I mean, they were focusing a lot on him, and he passed it to Schaffelberg or whatever. But all focus is still on him. Nothing has changed, and he's still scoring. That's wild.
Yeah, the only issue I see rising out of that with him being super focused by 2 to 4 people at a time is we know he's got a small issue with diving every now and then.
Yeah.
I actually did see right before you called that he got fined for a dive from the LA match.
Oh no.
They didn't say how much it was, but he did get fined for a dive in the LA match along the left wing.
Well, that's what you get. I believe it was in
the first half, but yeah.
I mean, we made fun of the Orlando guy, and now he's doing it, so.
Yeah, hopefully this is a wake-up call. The fact that they didn't say how much it was, it probably wasn't anything that affects him financially. But
I mean, but now it's out there, and it's basically shameful, shaming to your fan base,
Yeah, hopefully it's that, because hopefully it's a wake-up call, and just...
Yeah.
Because there was... I forget which match it was. It was a home game, I'm pretty sure. 3 or 4 weeks ago, I don't remember exactly, but he went down during an attack. Whether he was fouled or not, I don't know, but he went down at the top of the box, and one of our wingers recovered the ball that had escaped him, and he just stayed down, didn't get up and rejoin the attack. He stayed down looking for the ref to call a foul.
Yeah.
And I think if he had rejoined the attack, we could have benefited from it. Yeah. So hopefully this is his wake-up call to maybe not do that as much so that he can be involved.
And I think the key of that is not doing it as much. Like, you still, you get touched or something like in the box, you still go down, but like get up right away or something if the attack's still going,
I mean,
help out.
A similar thing that happened to Salah.
Yeah.
I always talk about Liverpool, but I've watched them a lot. So Salah had a reputation as being a diver for a little bit, but it was because how often he was getting fouled and the ref just wasn't calling it unless he went down.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was against Southampton. He scored a goal after they stepped on the back of his leg like 4 times during the run-in. And he scored on him. He didn't even celebrate. He just turned and stared down the ref, walking back to the middle circle.
Yeah.
So it's just...
Because if it would have gone down, it wouldn't have called it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... That's... Yeah. Of course, that's everyone in the world's main complaint about the sport is diving. Like, even non-soccer fans say they'd probably watch it if they didn't dive as much.
Yeah.
But it's a referee problem more than it's a player problem, because they don't call fouls unless the player hits the ground. And so it's just created this culture where you gotta fall once you feel the slightest touch, or the ref's not gonna do anything. And then people have realized you can abuse that and get things that weren't fouls called as fouls if you just fall.
Yeah, because it looks bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that was the first half. We had Hani scoring, and then after that we
looked so strong in the first half.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've seen us that, what's the word? Not clinical, because we only scored 1, but that's the most like dangerous I think I've seen us in since last season.
Until the ending of the first half. The second half was kind of flat. We started out flat.
Like we could have had 3 goals in the first half.
Yeah.
Like directly after our first one, Mukhtar broke through their defense.
Yep.
And had a shot from the top of the box that just went slightly wide. And then not long after that, there was a cross into the box that he just barely missed diving for.
Yeah. I remember that was so close.
Yeah, I mean, so we could have had 3 goals in the first half, but just we weren't unlucky. I don't want to say we weren't clinical enough. Mukhtar could have done a little better on his shot, but he tried his best on that third one, so
yeah,
just a little unlucky there, but
yeah. So the first half happened, and the second half, the very first thing that happened, in the 55th minute, Zimmerman gets out for Washington, and then our defense shifts. Washington and I think it was on the left side.
Yeah.
And then Lovett gets put on center back.
So Zimmerman played 90 minutes against Mexico in a friendly last week.
In a cash-grabbing friendly.
I will never not be angry about friendly international competitions, because they don't matter.
They do not.
I understand you want the team playing together, because when it does matter, you want them to have that cohesion, like that they can play it together, that they're comfortable playing with players they don't normally play with.
Yeah. Like
at club level. But it's just
friendly.
It needs to not affect league seasons. And I know you can't always help that because of the way that different countries run their leagues. Like MLS runs February to October, November. Most leagues in the world run August to May. So MLS runs differently than other other leagues. So I know you're always going to be affecting some country's league season. But man, that just, Zimmerman should not have played 90. If it's a friendly, you don't need that. Because again, the friendly doesn't matter in the long run. And so he comes back to Nashville for a big match against the team with one of the, if not the strongest attack in the league.
Yeah.
The only team that hasn't lost a match yet, 8 games into the season. And of course he can't play the full game because he just played 90 minutes 3 days prior. So he's subbed out in the 55th minute, and we just completely fell apart.
Yep. Not like that's a couple of minutes later, and Bouanga comes in. That is
not an exaggeration. Zimmerman subbed out. Within 5 minutes, they scored.
Yep.
Within 5 minutes. As soon as he subbed out, they started attacking.
Yeah, because, they knew. I mean, they
like
knew
you said, there was a defensive shift. I spent close to 10 minutes just staring at the field, trying to figure out what our formation was. Because Washington came in for Zimmerman. Yeah. We subbed in a left back for a center back when our starting left back was still on the field. So it took me so long to figure it out, and I still don't think I ever did.
Yeah,
so
it just looked weird.
It seemed like Lovitz moved to center back. Mm-hmm. Washington took his spot on left back. And so later in the game, when we subbed in Bauer, supposedly he started playing center back. To be honest, I didn't see him once after he subbed in. Not a single time. It looked to me more like Greg Oosh was playing center back alongside Jack Mayer. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't look hard enough for Bauer. But
Greg Oosh was coming back a whole lot to help out in the defense.
Which, yeah, he's a defensive mid, so that's he's meant to do that. But so that's after that, Lovitz moved back to left back, which normally you would think, a few weeks ago, Washington seemed to have been playing more of a left wing position, like a further up forward than left back. And I even said we need to start experimenting with that. Maybe he can provide more for the team as an attacker than a defender.
Yeah.
But we still had Schaffelberg on the field playing left wing. So right. I don't know if they were just playing the same position or if someone shifted over. I couldn't tell.
Well, right after that is when Schaffelberg came in for Fafa Pico at 68th minute, and then a couple of minutes later Carlos Vela comes in. So we see that they're gonna start revamping their attack.
I audibly said, "Oh no!" when I saw that sign go up and it said number 10.
Yeah, and I don't care what people say about the whatever B team. There's no way that LAFC has a B team when they're so deep.
No, I mean that wasn't a full-on B team. It was
because Bouanga was out there.
Bouanga's their most informed player this season so far.
Yeah, Bouanga, and then their I forgot what the name is. It's I think Murillo. One of their defenders that is like they're really good defenders and probably gonna leave soon for other teams. So they have the depth. So it's not like they were just there with their people resting everybody. Yeah. They had people out there, and they were resting key players because they had a Champions League match during the week. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, but even still, you can bring good players on for 20 minutes and they'll be fine.
Yeah. Come
midweek. So near the end of the game, they did sub on Carlos Vela.
And then Acosta came in too.
Yeah. Thankfully, we held them off because, like I said, we looked very strong in the first half.
Yeah.
Final stats on shots. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
We had 8. They had 19.
19. 6 on goal. We had 3.
Yeah.
The 3
we subbed off our best defender, and they were like, okay, attack.
And they missed out the same way that we missed out on the two in the first half. They missed out on at least two, like right there shots. Like the shot should have been on goal, pretty much. Yeah. And that's annoying because we have a better defense than that.
We ended up getting really lucky at the end. Because they did put it in the net in like the 88th minute or somewhere around that.
Oh yeah, and it was offsides.
Ended up being offside, yeah.
Yep.
Thankfully.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that went from after the first half. I was feeling good. Like this felt like should be not necessarily guaranteed, but it feels like we should win this game. We were lucky to escape that game with a point.
Yeah.
Like if you only watch that second half, we should have lost that game hard.
No, for sure. It's crazy how we can come up, going all out in the first half. And the second half is kind of like, okay, dial it back a little bit. We're winning. Let's keep them from scoring. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's LAFC. Of course, they're going to score. So you need to get some shots out,
Yeah, but if there was a single bright spot in the second half, I think it was Gregush.
Yeah,
he
did good.
Ridiculous. He played so well at the end there.
Yeah,
I think he broke up one of their attacks right at the end. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they almost had a breakaway. He was the last line of defense, and he got him off.
Yeah,
got it off of them.
I feel like he's probably gonna start pretty soon. I don't know if he's going to start over Davis, but I think...
What happened to Davis?
I don't know. He hasn't been around. I mean, he's in the lineup.
No, he wasn't on the lineup at all. He wasn't. He didn't start. He wasn't on the bench. He wasn't on the health report. So, don't know what happened to Davis in this match. Probably could have used him, but...
Yeah.
Hey, maybe it's something he needed to miss for, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
It would be nice to know why we don't have one of our starters, but...
Yeah, and it would also be nice to see Zubak come in sometime. I don't think that this was the match to get him in, but...
We're probably going to now that CJ's gone.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now we have to.
Well, yeah, there's no probably about it. We have two strikers right now.
Yeah. So unless Huntsville comes over to Nashville and start in the bench at least. Zubek's going to go in pretty consistently. Unless we switch. I don't know.
He hasn't been given a shot this season yet, so
yeah.
We'll see what's to come with him. He is our youngest striker, so
yeah, he did go up against Cincinnati, and I kind of liked it. He was good in the attack. I want to see more from him. I mean, we haven't seen anything, so that's
talking about the Huntsville game.
Yeah, the Huntsville against Cincinnati. Sorry.
Yeah, Cincinnati's second team.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I think my predictions, if we're gonna start about the predictions for tomorrow, my predictions is that Zubak and Gregush will start.
Yeah, I definitely see Zubak starting. Kind of looking forward to seeing Panico in net. I'm sure he'll be playing as well.
Yeah, I feel like with the Open Cup, he's gonna be the Open Cup goalie.
Yeah, I mean, typically that's how you've got it. You've got your starting guy that plays in the league, and then you've got a backup that plays in the cups until the later stages when you start facing tougher teams, or it's like, hey, you're in form, keep it up. And I think that's what we did last season. He played well in the cup, so we let him keep going. He actually ended up getting 2 league starts out of that because Joe was in a little bit of a slump at one point last season.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and Zubak gave us the winner against Atlanta.
Against Atlanta, yeah, that was such a fun match.
That was good, yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping, like I said, I think 1 or 2 episodes ago, hope we don't underestimate them too much.
Yeah, well, they're the winners. They're the champions from last year's USL, right?
Right. Yeah, and like I'm looking at last season whenever we faced Louisville in the Open Cup. We barely scraped past them.
Yeah.
They scored on us first, and then within a minute we answered back. But it was not our easiest match. Obviously, we didn't start our better players. Mukhtar subbed on late, and like we had Loba playing. But yeah, if you look at, and again, I don't watch USL, so I'm basing this solely on like this past season's performances. They're near the top, same as Louisville. So you would think they're probably of similar strength to the Louisville squad. So I feel like we're gonna struggle if we don't like take it seriously.
Yeah, and this is our chance to get some silverware. I mean, we need to have some validation for the way that we've. I mean, I'm not saying that we deserve it. I'm just saying like, we've been in the league. I mean, we're not the newcomers anymore. We're pretty much, we're past that. So we need to move forward and get things here. Win the division or win the silverware outside of the MLS. It doesn't look like we'll get the cup, the MLS Cup this year. So anything could happen in the playoffs.
Yeah. We're very early in the season, so
yeah,
especially with this extended format now.
Yeah, it's just, this is a good way to get into that mode. I feel like we're lacking that confidence. Maybe this will push us over, and it will go over to our season in the MLS. So
I felt we had a strong chance last season. We were knocked out by Orlando, who ended up going on to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, and it was a last minute thing that knocked us out too, because we were winning 1-0. Then I think they scored in like the 90th minute.
Yeah, that was the
forcing extra time, and then they scored in extra time. I think, or was penalty? No, I think it went to penalties. I don't remember. But either way,
go to penalties. I think we got up. No, it was off of a free kick that was not even a foul or something like that, and that was like 3-2 or something maybe.
It ended 2-1, I think,
or 2-1. There you go.
But regardless, we were knocked out by the team that won it.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we had gotten past Orlando, we had a good shot at winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I think this is a competition we can win, and so I do hope we pay attention to it, basically.
Yeah. Either this or the MLS versus Liga MX. And that one,
yeah.
I mean, that one would be a little bit more about building fans, the fan base here in Nashville. Bringing the people who watch Liga MX. That's always a good, that's always a good thing, because there's a lot of people in Nashville that watch soccer, but not everybody watches the MLS. So maybe, bringing some new people to the MLS, that would be good. So I guess we can do predictions first for the Open Cup. What are your predictions in score and on team?
I definitely think we see Zubac and Panico.
Yeah.
I see Anunga starting. It's defensive mid. Maybe some Huntsville guys coming up.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about what we're going to do about defense.
Bauer's going to be there.
Yeah, again, maybe that's going to be the Huntsville guys, but I feel like every prediction I make is 2-1.
2-1, okay. Yeah, I mean...
But that's how we ended up against Louisville last season.
Yeah. And
thinking that they're of similar strength, I could see it going the same way.
Yeah.
But this being a home game, though, maybe we hold a clean sheet. I'm going to say it's either going to be 2-1 or 2-0. I think we score 2 goals either way.
Yeah.
It's whether we keep a clean sheet or not.
Well, you say one, I say the other. I say 2-0. I feel like Bauer and then, from Huntsville, Lungmeyer, I think that we have a good defense there. Lungmeyer has been playing, I think pretty much every game this season for Huntsville. I could be wrong on that, but
I haven't been able to be watching them because I work Sunday mornings. But
yeah,
it seems like that's when most of the games happen.
Yeah, they usually have them Sundays. But yeah, I think Longmire's been doing pretty good. The last game was kind of a weird one. There was like they scored 4 on us after having I think being up 2-0 in the first half, and then the second half they scored 4 unanswered goals. Miami,
yikes,
2 or something. I don't know, but I feel like I don't know if Longmire was part of that. I mean, he was there, but I don't know if he was a reason. But anyway, so I don't know. I'm excited to see him over here and see what he can bring. He's been facing USL. I mean, I guess not USL, is next pro teams. So we'll see if he has grown a little bit more, and maybe we can have him, starting in the actual MLS, pretty soon. Of course, Zubac, Gregush, maybe Washington. I think Washington would be a good start.
Oh yeah, I see him starting at left back.
Yeah. Well, of course, Panico, Anunga. I think. I mean, didn't he start last year? I think he started, or he either started or he came in later. But he scored the. Oh no, I'm thinking about the Club America one. Never mind. But yeah, I see them. I see them all, and hopefully we get some people. I don't know what the whole thing is with the Huntsville people, and they're, the people that we don't actually have signed. I don't think that they can play for us in the USL, or it might be a little bit more flexible. I'm not sure. So yeah, I guess my predictions would be that and the 2-0, for the Open Cup. Now, after that, I guess we'll do like a special episode for that day. We'll talk about it a little bit after. And
depends on how long the episode is.
Yeah,
I'll either make it a full one or a bonus. Yeah,
because I don't know. I mean, depends on how it goes. If we're out, I think we probably just let it go. I guess it depends. If we win, we'll do a bonus episode. If not, then we'll just piggyback off of the Atlanta one.
That's right.
So that gets me to Atlanta. What do you think on Atlanta?
Worried.
Worried.
Let's see who they're playing in the Open Cup. They are playing Memphis tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like they're gonna do the same thing we do. I'm sure, not fielding a full strength team because they're also facing a USL team.
Yeah.
So I imagine they're at just the same, like, quote unquote disadvantages we will be, having played just a few days before the match. So nobody really gets the advantage there as far as we just played. But I saw people saying online that their season ticket holders, they get free tickets to away matches now.
Oh wow.
I don't know if it's to every game or if it's like a limited one per season. I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah, they're coming over here.
I saw that a lot of people are planning to be there.
Oh, for sure.
And so I expect a good turnout of Atlanta fans, which I think will probably help them on the field.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Yeah, I mean, you look at it and it's like, oh, it doesn't make it... You would think it doesn't make a difference, but it definitely does. That's why the term home field advantage exists.
Yeah.
Because one, you're used to playing in that environment more than the other team, and then the full stadium around you chanting against you. And so
yeah, I feel like it's gonna be another big crowd this Saturday.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be a big turnout. It's also, isn't it an early game?
Yeah, it's at 12, so I mean, everybody's gonna be there.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to make that game, unfortunately, but I'll try to get out of work early. But
don't let them hear
But they're in third place in the East at the moment.
Yeah.
Only 2 points off of the top. 5 wins out of 9 matches. So they're looking pretty strong this season, unfortunately, especially because of Almada. So he's obviously going to be the big issue.
Yeah. I don't know. I think for the most part, the goals that I've seen them score are on breakaways. So that kind of gives me a little bit of hope, just because we're pretty good at breaking
we like to
those.
sit back a lot. So
yeah. One thing that I forgot to say about San Antonio is that they do the same thing. They kind of sit back. So that's going to be an interesting game. We either come out attacking or it's going to be a boring game.
But yeah, with our tendency to sit back and just boot it out and give the other team another chance to try and get past us, I think we'll prevent a lot of counterattacks.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if we are attacking, our fullbacks are a vital part of our attack, and so if they are able to get a breakaway off of us, I think that'll hurt a lot.
Yeah.
They'll have a big chance, so I think it's going to be a tough one for us.
We need to.
I'd say tougher than the LA game, not because Atlanta's better, but because LA played a weaker squad than they normally would have.
Yeah, and one of the things that they have talked about, and this is not 100% sure, but they have talked about Leal coming in against Atlanta. He finally recover. Of course, he's not going to play in the Open Cup. I don't expect him at all.
I don't think it's crazy to think that we'll see him a little bit. Maybe not, probably not a full 90, but he may play the second half or something.
Just to kind of get used to it, I guess, to go back and
to just get some fitness in and some game time.
I can see that, I guess. Yeah. Do you see? Well, yeah. So I don't know. Depending on how he is, and I guess that would determine the Saturday game, his fitness and how he is playing and everything. But they have talked about him coming in for Saturday, so that's something good. I want to see him back out there.
We've needed him. With him coming back, he can take that central attacking midfielder role, and we can maybe move Hani up to play striker for now until we can get a designated striker that's gonna score for us.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see in the summer.
I'm hoping.
We do have that. Another thing that happened is that we do have the international spot. Some people were worried. I think you might have mentioned that you were worried about it being for Loba.
Because he comes back in the summer.
Yeah, somebody. I think the Pharmaceutical Soccer said that they could technically boot him down to Huntsville and have their international spot taken.
Really?
So that's something that they could do. I still think that because he's injured and he's not going to be playing for the rest, he's going to be like Depew, where he's not part of the roster.
I saw he should be good in 2 or 3 weeks.
No, who, Loba?
Yeah.
No, he's getting surgery. I thought he was.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
I don't know. I think Pharmaceutical Soccer said 3 months, 3 to 4 months. But I'm not 100% sure.
McNaughton guy, would he take a spot? Is he Canadian? No. I don't know.
No, he's from New York.
Oh, okay.
He does have citizenship in Canada and Belgium, which is pretty interesting.
Okay, yeah. Nationality American, but he represents Canada at an international level. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Mr. Worldwide over here.
There you go. Yeah, Canada and Belgium. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I think that the reason why we got that international spot is for striker, and hopefully it's something that we'll see in the summertime. I think the MLS trading window just ended last night, and that's why the last thing was CJ. They finalized it, and CJ left. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I still have hopes that we'll see an international striker or some move, in the summer. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hopefully we get someone if they're American, I don't care. It's just we need somebody to score.
Yeah, Firmino still hasn't said for sure that he's coming to Nashville, but I mean,
but yeah, I think if there was a American striker that could do what we need them to do, I think Gary would have signed them already. So
yeah, I don't think that there is for the.
We'll likely have to look internationally. So hopefully that is what that's for.
Yeah.
And let's just hope. You know, we used to joke about Cadiz.
Oh yeah.
We used to joke about him a lot, but I'll be honest, I'll take him back.
Yeah, there's rumors that he would come back. I don't know where that rumor came from, but somebody, I think Jesse's friend told us about it, and we were like, I mean, I wouldn't mind. He looks better than what he was.
It's such a weird. If you go back even a year ago, and said that, and told me that Cadiz was coming back, I'd be so distraught. But now I'll take it.
Like, all right.
Or if you would go back and tell me that I would be okay with Cadiz returning,
yeah,
I wouldn't believe you. But
yeah,
because I mean, even after the Louisville game last season, we had we sat in the parking lot for a while talking to Scott and other guy whose name I can never remember. Not Drew, the other dude. But yeah, we sat out there talking with them for a while, and I think you said it about Loba was we don't want another Cadiz.
Yeah.
Well, little did we know it was worse.
He was worse.
Because at least Cadiz scored.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Cadiz, at least before he left, he produced some, and he produced some before he got hurt as well. So it's kind of like,
That's the thing. Not long before he left us, he was still our striker, but he would occasionally drift wide.
Yeah.
And there was one game, I believe against Miami, that he made a shockingly good run down the wing and put a cross in that Alistair Johnston finished.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a 5, I think 5-2.
That was when we scored 5 on him.
Or something, yeah.
I remember thinking in that moment, I was like, what if we play Johnston on the or not Johnston? What if we play Cadiz on the wing? Like, because that was a really good cross, and like he beat his man very well and got past him. So he seemed like that was starting to be an option, but obviously at that time he wasn't doing what we needed him to do, and so sent him back to Benfica. But
yeah, it wouldn't hurt. I think that having Cadiz back would be kind of going back, like nothing new, I guess. And because of that, there's a good and bad on that, because you still know the coach and you still know the tactics and everything. But it's not really adding something new to the team where we're lacking that attacking. But I mean, he could bring it. I don't know. I mean,
I'm not saying I'd prefer that.
Yeah.
I would still much rather have someone else.
Oh, yeah.
Just to have something different. But that is someone that we've seen perform before. So I don't think it would be a ridiculous move to bring him back.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that it would be good to give it a try, but it would be kind of weird to be wanting like a brand new player and go back to Cadiz. I don't know.
One of those step forward, 2 steps back. But
yeah. It's probably one step forward and one step back.
I'm gonna be honest, it can't hurt. Like it can't be worse than it is.
Yeah, it can't hurt. Yeah.
Loba, I believe, has scored 2 goals for us total.
Yeah.
One was in the Open Cup against Louisville, and then one was in a game that we were already up by 4 or 5 goals against Cincinnati.
Yeah, against Cincinnati.
So he doesn't show up when. Of course, he never got a ton of chances, but I assume that's something Gary saw in training, that he wasn't right for the first team chances. And I mean, when he did get chances, he never looked like he fit. I mean, he did. This was a point I made in that same conversation I was talking about outside Louisville, about how he doesn't get a ton of chances, but he did get a chance that night and he did get a goal. But you look at how he's performed down at Mazatlan, and it's just
2 goals and 2 assists in 12 matches.
In 12, yeah. So yeah, typically for a striker, you're wanting at least a goal every other match. And so if he's played 12, you would expect roughly 6 goals out of him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not even really performing down there. So
it says injury toe. Estimated return 5, 6. Oh wait.
Yeah. See, that's what I saw.
Whoa.
Like the beginning of May, or if that's written the other way around, the beginning of June. So
that's
it's like
odd.
Either a couple weeks or like a month. That's what I saw earlier.
Because it says that he will be out for a while, but it doesn't say.
Oh yeah, you'd think a toe injury in a sport, in the single most taxing sport, as far as you're going to be running close to like 5 to 10 miles a game.
Yeah.
You would think that'd be a bigger issue.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he recovers fast. I don't know about him coming back and playing for Nashville. Like I said, he would probably be going down to Huntsville and figuring it all out down there. But I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens. But anyway, so what were we saying?
I don't know. This is a weird episode that's kind of all over the place. We've already been recording over an hour, so
yeah, we need to.
Because we didn't have time to do the NYC game. Then I had a bunch to say about the LA game, and then of course we had to talk about CJ.
Yeah.
But
we still didn't say.
Oh, score predictions for Atlanta.
Yeah. So what are your score predictions for Atlanta?
Like I said, I'm a little more worried about this one than I was the LA game. I think obviously best case scenario we win, but I'm thinking realistic. I think we get a draw, 0-0 or 1-1.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be another thriller, 1-1, or I mean, I feel like it could be a breakout showing for one of our strikers. We'll see if Zubac or Bunbury scoring. Maybe 2-0.
After our last run, in the past 6 games, we have a single win.
Yeah.
So we are winless in 3 at the moment. So I think this is pretty much a must win. I think we have to go out there and win this one.
Yeah, right now we're sitting in sixth spot, I think. But everybody below us is like 1 point away, 1 or 2 points away. So like,
right.
If we lose and we stay and they win, we'll get bumped down to like 10th or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Chicago is in 10th with 2 points less than us. So if we lose and they win, 10th place Chicago jumps above us.
Yeah. I
think I said this about the LA game, or I said this about the NYC game rather.
Yeah.
That it's a must win, but this is a must win because we've got a tough schedule coming up, and I think this is coming to the end of that schedule we were talking about. We didn't perform well during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really expect us to, but not getting a win out of those, this we need at least one. So I think this is gonna be a must-win match for us.
Yeah, it's definitely a must-win. I would say 2-1, just because I want Willis to have a clean sheet, but I mean it's Atlanta, and
right.
they're good right now. They have a good Almada is on fire. So Bouanga, we couldn't stop Bouanga. I think it's the same thing with Almada. If we don't focus on that, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, them and Columbus are tied with the most goals scored in the East. So
man, yeah, Columbus too.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a pretty one. I don't think. That's why I'm not too confident.
Yeah. And then after that, we have Chicago. So we have Chicago at home as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have four games, including LA and the US.
Actually, Chicago actually has only played 8 matches. We've played 9.
Oh,
so
no!
If they win their game in hand, they could actually jump above us.
Yeah. So
same with Orlando. Orlando's only 1 point under us, and they've got 2 last played.
Yeah. So yeah, the next one will be starting May, but I mean, let's just finish April and see what happens. And I knew that April was going to be a tough matches and everything, but so far, I mean, it's all right. we got 2 points. Oh wait, no, we got 5 points. We because we won against Orlando, so that's 3, and then we tied against LA and Toronto. So that's not bad. I mean,
so that's 5 points out of a possible 12.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I mean, if you put it that way, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's just at least we're not Kansas City.
Yeah, at least we're not Kansas City. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for sticking with us for quite a while here. It's a big episode, but
probably our longest one yet.
Yeah. We hope you follow us. I just started the Facebook page. I'm gonna try to start an Instagram page soon too. Follow us. Comment any questions or anything like that on any of your favorite podcast places, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. The end. I don't know. I thought you were gonna say something, so I stopped.
I mean, you covered all the closing stuff.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Open a Patreon for us now.
Like anybody's gonna pay for this. Anyway, bye.